Good morning. It's lovely to connect with you. The cat's found a comfy spot. She doesn't want to move. Good morning, it's Leanne Peters here. I'm from templeofbalance.com.au, Temple of Balance on Facebook, and Temple of Balance on YouTube. And I'm here to finally create a space of healing and support for you. Feels like it's been a few weeks. I've been laying low a bit on these videos because Facebook's been censoring them and basically claiming that the instruments that I use live are copyright. So it's been a bit tricky. So I've actually deliberately laid a bit low on these videos. So I'm very happy to be back here today and we'll see how this video goes. So welcome. I trust that you're feeling well and that this video, whether you're watching live or later to the replay, I trust it finds you well and that you're in good flow. And if you're not, you wouldn't be the only one, I can tell you that. So if you're not in good flow, if you're not flowing well, then perhaps also you've been led here for a reason. So hopefully you feel a little bit better from this connection today that we share. So I will be saying hello in the comments. So please comment and say hello. Let me know how you're doing and then we'll get focused. So I'm coming to you live from Tasmania, Australia. We moved a few months ago. I'm now in the middle of Tasmania, which is a heart-shaped island at the bottom of Australia. And I'm in a little town called Campbelltown. I used to live here for a few years in the early 80s when I was very young, in my single digits. So it's very nice to be back and really loving living here. I noticed though it's very wet, so there's a lot of rain that we have here. We're higher above sea level than my previous area where I used to live, so it's a little bit cooler. Oh, it's quite a bit cooler because I go back to my old area and I'm hot. Everyone else is cold. So it's interesting that a few degrees just acclimatizing to that. The soil's very clay-like, so everything's very muddy, and I see why we have a mud room, because I was thinking before we moved here, why is there a mud room? Just seems weird. But now I see this wet clay soil, we definitely need a mud room. Whereas the other soil we had was sandy, so no moisture held in it at all, so it's very interesting, the differences. So it is currently Sunday here, Sunday the 17th, is it? Sunday the 18th. Okay, Sunday the 18th of September at 8:06 a.m. So my intention is that I'll be here for about 15 to 20 minutes, depending on what's spoken about. I'm going to be pulling a healing energy card for all of us to begin with. We'll talk about that. And then I've got my crystal quartz singing bowl I'm going to play for a few minutes. And then I'll pull a card to go. So that's the plan. And what we're going to talk about is anyone's guess right now. I know the theme things that are around are very much cycles, deaths, endings, because, when we can step back from our emotional connection to passings and things like that, and sending lots of love and condolences if you've lost someone, especially someone close to you, which a lot of people have, or are also in the process of losing people who are basically at the end of their life. It's really intense right now. The amount of deaths and endings is quite incredible. And it represents in general, like if we can step back and look at the bigger picture of it tends to represent endings. And it does feel like the end of this bit of an old era. And some of us may feel a bit uncertain about what this new era or this new beginning is going to be like. It's interesting. So let's say hello in the comments and then we'll get started. Hi, Maria from England. Welcome. Hi, Laurie and Julie and Becca. Welcome. Rebna, hello. Oh, Rebna dreamed that she moved to Tassie. Oh, I dream of moving to Tassie. Yeah, it's a lovely place, as everyone thinks now because everyone's moving here. It's gone crazy busy in the last couple of years. Susan from Queensland, welcome. Hi, Marilyn. And Becca says, why did you move, though, for family? We moved because we cleared our mortgage. So we had the opportunity to sell our house, clear our mortgage, and buy something outright, because the housing market went so well here, or has been thriving, though it's dropped a bit now. So we couldn't pass up the opportunity. So we quickly sold and bought before the market dropped. And now we don't have a mortgage. So that was the only reason that we moved. Yes. Hi, Dawn. Hi, Jody. My voice sounds different. Maybe my microphone. It could be my microphone. Make sure it's plugged in. Hi, Glenda. Hi, Linda and Estelle. Looking well. I live in Queensland. Excellent. Hi, Cheryl from Dales Forge. I don't know where Dales Ford is, but welcome. Lisa, hello. Hi, Siobhan. Hi, Gloria. Gloria's from British Columbia in Canada. Okay, Facebook's still up to its old tricks. Hi, Rebecca and Jaime. Welcome. And yeah, thank you. Okay, let's get started. So we'll see which card we get today, because that will indicate what our focus is going to be on. So take a nice big breath. And the card I pull is our general theme for this video. And I trust that it supports you in some way. So be open to receiving what you need. Take on board what feels right and what resonates with you, and let the rest go. And let's see what comes up. So what do we need to know at this time is what I'm asking the cards. And I'm grabbing this card today. And it's this. Okay, so this is one of the new cards from the Healing Energy Cards number 2 deck. It's card 109, and it's called Own Your Power. It's in the action category down here. And down here it says, move forward with strength. Strengthen your body, your mind, and your emotions. Take ownership of your power in a healthy, empowering, and proactive way. And I'd also like to add there, in a responsible way. You know, we're responsible for the way we deliver or access or portray or express our power. And there's certainly times, and in fact, sometimes a lot of times, where that power is out of balance, we could say, maybe coming from more of a destructive focus, so more perhaps forceful or controlling or dominating or manipulative. So there can be that sort of force of sort of negative power that we can get into, and we can get sort of power as well. And we can tend to sometimes get into this sort of conflict battle, or this blame game, or this victimhood, and this sort of energy that kind of channels that strength or that power into a negative. I think I lost my internet for a second, so hopefully I'm back. Yeah, so there's that sort of negative side, that spin that we could put on our strength. So let's just check in and make sure our strength and how we're sitting in our power and how we're delivering it and how we're expressing it is healthy and is empowering and is constructive. So we've got the negative side. We all know what that's like, that force, manipulation, control, domination. We get like that, hopefully not too often, but we're also hopefully only sometimes, hopefully rarely, on the other end of that too, of receiving it. We know what that's like, and it's not nice. And then there's that sort of positive, empowering element of power, where we stand in our power and our truth, and we're not dominating or forceful or trying to control others with that power that we feel. So in some ways, that power that I'm talking about, that sort of more positive one, it feels like it comes with confidence. It comes with a self-awareness, self-responsibility, an ability to observe ourselves and in some ways be in control of, or be determined for ourselves how we want to deliver that strength or that power. So there are all different things we could look at under that umbrella of strength as well. So we've got the negative, positive aspects, but there are also other elements of strength that we could look at, like personal power, courage, under that umbrella of strength. We've got confidence, potentially, We have this feeling that is coming up for me is this sort of desire, this determination, this willpower, this ability to, where we know ourselves so well, hopefully, we know ourselves so well that we can access our power, our truth, and move forward in life with that. So when we feel insecure, we're looking for securities in our life, and sometimes we tend to push the real support away, and we get a bit desperate if we're feeling insecure in relationships or in general in life things. So I think security also comes into play under that umbrella of strength, because I do feel and have noticed that when we feel insecure, we tend to have a loss of power. And a loss of power can also be maybe seen as a bit of a negative element of power as well that we're talking about here. Because, I've just had a mental blank. I've just gone totally mentally blank. Isn't that funny? So I've just had a mental blank. I think what we will do, so maybe think about what your current status of power is. Are you feeling strong and confident and trusting and self-aware as best as you can be? Are things teetering on the edge a bit? Have you been too aggressive lately? Too controlling, too manipulative? And that's affecting you and perhaps your relationships in a negative way? Have you been holding back? Have you been hesitating? Have you been giving things a go? Have you been summoning your courage to push through your fear? So where are you at right now with your personal power? And how is that working for you? Is that working for you well? Are things in good flow with this strength? Or are things kind of out of control? So what needs to be resolved here? So I'm going to play the singing bowl, and it's my own music, Facebook. I'm not playing anyone else's music. So I'm going to play the singing bowl for a few minutes and invite you to connect in with yourself, connect in perhaps with the power of your breathing, the power of your body, connect in with your current state of strength or power. How is that for you? Look honestly at it and determine for yourself through your choice and your awareness if something's been out of control in regards to your power lately or your strength. So take a nice big breath, and there's nothing you can do wrong. Just listen and see what the bowl wants to support you with today. So nice big breath. And if you need courage and if you need strength to get through what you're going through right now, then you can also sort of reverse that feeling of insecurity or loneliness or powerlessness. Take some big, deep, powerful breaths and feel the strength coming into your body and into your breath, into your mind, to help you get through what you're going through at this time. So if you need strength, breathe it in. If your strength is out of balance, work it out and work out the direction you do want to take your strength and your power. And let's see what we can achieve. Something you need to say to someone else, that you need strength and courage. You need to summon that so that you can say what you need to say. There may be things that you're facing in your life right now that are difficult and you just don't want to do them, but you have to. So maybe you need strength and courage to face what you need to face. And it doesn't mean that you are not emotional at times, because it also takes a lot of strength to allow ourselves to feel vulnerable and fragile if we feel that. So strength is not the absence of emotion. There is an element, I guess, of acceptance about this strength. Accepting how we feel, accepting how things are, or how things are turning out to be, even if we don't want them to be that way. So take another really powerful breath now. Feel that life force as it comes into your body. It fills you up with life force, with oxygen, with air, with strength, with courage. And as you breathe out, let go of your insecurities, your anger, your hurt. Thank you. Okay, so if you just joined in, we were playing, or I was playing the singing bowl with this card in mind, card 109, Own Your Power. It has a sense of initiation in the illustration here. Like this is like a portal that it feels like the turtle has just swum through, as we've just swum through perhaps something really important and really essential and quite monumental and maybe even quite difficult and confronting in our life, as we've moved through that doorway of the unknown, and now we're swimming here in this unknown place, in this big open, wide open ocean, not knowing perhaps really where to go or how to proceed, especially if we're dealing with something quite difficult right now. So let's remember that we've got through things before, and we will get through this again. And to summon our courage, our strength, the life force within us to get through what we're going through. So thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, I'm going to pull a card to go. Before I do, I want to thank you so much for joining me today. You know what to do. If you've enjoyed this video, please hit the thumbs up button. Please show us some love. Please comment or share if you're inspired to. And if you would love to connect more privately, then please send us a message through our website. If you would like to learn more about the work I do here at Temple of Balance, if you would love to support what I do, or find yourself some resources if you resonate with my way and my energy and my approach, then please visit templeofbalance.com.au, where you'll find lots of resources there. So let's grab a card to go. So I'm looking for the best card to represent what's next. So especially for the next sort of 24-ish hours. So how can we apply this strength, or how can we bring this into our life? What can we do with this? What's a good focus for us to help us feel more empowered and stronger, ready to face things in our life? So the best card for the majority of us for what's next is this. It's this. I was just thinking of this card this morning and it's come up and I love it. This is amazing. Okay, card 33, the Rise of the Phoenix. It's in the Rise category, of course. So see how this feels to you, and the power in this is quite incredible. Take everything to the next level. Now, before I continue on, what if what you're going through right now, as difficult as it is actually a bit of an initiation period that is going to, or is carrying you to the next level? Could you imagine, with the difficulties that you're facing, if things are really tough for you right now, or you're dealing with something really difficult, can you imagine the idea, and maybe it's difficult to imagine when it's new and fresh, but that this thing that you're going through right now is taking you to the next level. It's like that turtle I said, moving through the portal of the unknown and perhaps going through something quite difficult, something quite, like I think of a baby in the womb and it's growing in there and it's all comfortable and warm and it's got the rhythm of its mother's heartbeat there, just keeping it comfortable and safe, and as it grows and forms itself. And then when it's born, it's squished out of this tiny little opening to be born into this cold, dark world where it doesn't have that echo of the mother's heartbeat anymore. But this squeezing through something is what it feels like with that turtle, that Own Your Power card that just came up. Like we perhaps some of us have been squeezing through this really small birth canal and this really difficult thing that we've been going through in our life on some level. It could be something that's happened around us. It could be something that we're personally going through, or something that we're deeply affected by, that we're struggling with. But it's like this squeeze through this really thin passage, this really thin birth canal. And the Rise of the Phoenix card, this is like that emerging out of the birth canal or breaching out of the waters. This is the phoenix lifting out of the fires, out of the ashes of its predecessor. It rises with the flame. It rises from the fire. So what are you going through at this time that's difficult and challenging and confronting, and probably one of the most difficult things that you've gone through in your life, that you maybe need this reminder, this new angle of looking at it, if you're ready to, that actually you're taking things and everything in your life really to the next level. So take everything to the next level. Rebirth, new life. Let's go. Emerge from the birth canal, emerge from this birthing period as your real you. What about you needs to change? What about you has been changed from this experience? And how can you carry that in now as a new version of yourself that you bring into your everyday life? As we're always constantly, or I'm constantly checking in and making sure that I'm the best person that I can be based on my values, my morals, my truth, and what I feel is right, I guess, as well. It's not based on what other people think, how other people think I should be. I have to be strong in myself and confident enough to know what and who I want to be. Otherwise, I'm going to be this shape-shifting person in all these different situations and conversations and interactions with people because I don't know who I am. So I just become what I think that person wants me to be. And then I morph and change and become what I think this person wants me to be, or this situation, and I'm not really being myself. So there is also an element, a very big element of strength, personal power, courage, confidence, trust, awareness that comes into us when we are when it becomes really important for us to live authentically as our authentic real self. And it's something that I find I'm always shifting and adjusting, because there are various situations that reveal things to me about myself that I may not like, that I then need to just tweak and adjust. So it's a refinement of myself, but it's governed by me. I determine that based on what I observe around me and how I observe my own reactions and what I observe in others that I don't like. I don't want to be that type of person. They can be that. It's not up to me to make them change, but I don't want to be like that. So I choose to live and tweak my life a little bit differently. So this is how I'm refining myself in some way. So can you emerge from this time period, out of that birth canal, as your real you? Are you living your real, authentic self now? You create galaxies through your actions and intentions. So your actions, your intentions, especially when you're coming from a confident, honest place, creates galaxies and worlds out there. So in many ways, as we become stronger in ourselves and more sure of ourselves, and we're sort of refining ourselves based on that observation, we're creating our life. We're creating our life how we want, or how how we want it to be in many ways. But I feel like I want to add in here, like, it's not without challenges, but there is a way of coping with challenges a little bit differently when we understand that we're creating these aspects. We're creating a lot of these elements in our life. And if we can learn from the challenging parts, grow from them, then we are also being like the phoenix. So expand. So without explaining further, let's just read all that again. It says, take everything to the next level, rebirth, new life, let go. Emerge as your real you. You create galaxies through your actions and intentions. Expand. So this is a healthy power. It's empowering. So empowering energy, empowering power has an infection where if we stand in our empowering power, others become empowered too. See, hopefully you feel that from me as I sit here, because my objective and my intention in being here is to empower myself, stand in my power, and hopefully share that to help empower you. If I was here trying to dominate you from a different element of power, then I'd be wanting you to believe what I say. I'd be trying to dominate you. I'd be wanting you to follow me. I'd be wanting you to do everything I say. And perhaps I'd also be trying to manipulate you to think the way that I think, which I don't have that intention. So there is a different feeling with empowerment. It lifts us up. It raises us up. It feels good. And the disempowerment pulls us down. And it's very much connected with fear, agendas potentially, or motives that are not healthy, manipulations. And it keeps, we might have this dominating force, either us as the dominating force or us being dominated by others. And it tends to keep us small. Even if we're the one doing the dominating, there is a smallness inside, an insecurity, back to that insecurity. So if you're feeling small and disempowered and insecure, just check in and make sure you're not being this dominating force over others, or that you're not allowing others to be a dominating force over you. Can you find a way to let that go and re-strengthen yourself, get your courage back? Gradually, it takes time to move into an empowered state. So it feels like there's a shift in power. Shift in power globally, shift in power locally, shift in power perhaps even in our family. I'm noticing that actually. And a shift in power perhaps in our closer relationships and within ourselves. So what needs to shift? What can you be totally honest about with your power that is not working for you, that is not healthy, that is negative and dominating perhaps, or coming from an insecure space? Let's reflect on our current state of power, determine if it's what we want to be living, a way we want to be living or not, and then make changes accordingly. But we are ready to rise like the phoenix and take our power to the next level. So how might that look for you? Thank you so much for joining me today. Have a fantastic rest of your day, and I will be back to share with you again very soon. Take care of yourself and sending you lots of love. Thank you so much for joining me today.